Hi everyone, welcome back to Loca-Love, Volume 2, Episode 6. So there was a small confession in the last episode. So our main character, Ichitaro, loves Aritagawa, but the opposite is not true. And it's quite puzzling because despite her rejection, Aritagawa wants to sit next to Ichitaro still on the train. And she even let him share his music with her. So it looks like Ichitaro is going to his coworker, so Kojika, for some ideas. And the conversation yesterday at the bakery, it was quite confusing, and it looked like Kojika also doesn't know how to respond. So she did mention that, well, we girls like to set expectations for our guys, and maybe Aritagawa set her bar very high. So basically, Ichitaro will have to put in extra effort to prove that he's the perfect husband for Aritagawa. So let's see what he'll do. So share music is just one small step forward. Okay, so Kojika is like, so at lunchtime, I have an unexpected visitor, so Kojika, and she never comes to see me at school. Well, in fact, it's the first time I've ever actually talked to her here, and I've only seen her passing by in the hallways. Oh, so what's up? So I'm kind of wondering about your progress. So what did we talk about? So if I remember, during the conversation, it looked like even Kojika isn't the expert. So she is kind of confused about, well, I'm not sure why she would do that. So I'm talking about Aritagawa. So she must be curious about how I'm getting on with my problems. So she is such an angel, she's cute, and her body is lovely, so boobs. Well, and in that case, I may as well be open about things. So it kind of feels like she is sincere and is a good person for me to share my problems, and someone that I trust. So she clearly feels something for me, and she does things with me that she would never do with anyone else. So that's a start. And I wonder if Kojika is jealous. Well, I'm sure it's no. And given that is how she feels, I really have to keep going on the offensive, right? So I have to keep pushing her, right? So is that what you're going to do? Well, that's what you told me to do, right? Well, it was confusing, so I'm not sure if that's what Kojika did say explicitly. Oh, so she admits so. So yeah, I did. So I did tell you that. So please try harder. So keep pushing. Well, I want to, but I have to pick my moments carefully. I have to find the right time and places to do this. Really? So you're saying I should just go for it? And once again, I feel that Kojika is confused herself. And she's basing it off of her feelings. So we know that Kojika Hiwa and Aritagawa Neo are different. So Kojika Hiwa is always happy, always smiling, always cheerful. But the opposite is true for Aritagawa Neo. So over and over, never stopping. That will really work. And I hope I don't make Aritagawa Neo even more upset. So one wrong move and I'm finished. I see. Well then. Okay, thank you so much. So I'll give it my best. So I'll try to push it even harder. Push it more often. Okay, so it is my pleasure, so go for it. Well, I've got an idea. So are you willing to... Oh, so are you working after school today? Yeah, so we did talk about this yesterday, so I have a shift today, and you're off. Well, in that case, then... So what's his plan? So after our chat, I make my way back to the classroom. And now, the friend is asking, so I hear that you're free, so I think he wants to do something with him. Well, I'm sorry, so mind if we talk about this later? So leaving my friend in the dust, I walk briskly over to the other side of the classroom. And we know who is sitting there. So I make a beeline for the empty space like a bubble that surrounds one particular classmate. There you go. So, Aritagawa Neo. So, hello, hey there. And I call out to Aritagawa. And all this time, I've been resolutely holding myself back for no particular reason now that I think about it, but this time is different. And I'm sure that that's enough to generate unwanted attention because, wow, so a guy going over to a classmate who never speaks to other people, and she's quite unapproachable, but there's one guy who's brave enough to break that bubble. So the classroom is suddenly engulfed in commotion. And it is no surprise at all. But after all, so Aritagawa is the unparalleled beauty no one dares to talk to. So what is it, Aoi? But I'm not just there to exchange a small talk. So what is he going to do despite the uproar in the classroom? So are you doing something after school today? Neo? Uh-oh. So he calls her by her first name just out of the blue. Well, so this is the next step in my plan, so call her by her first name. So no more Aritagawa or Aritagawa-san. So I'll call her Neo from now on.
Oh!
Wow, so that's quite amazing. Wait, so that's you? The class grows even more frantic. Well, Aritagawa, so Neo has turned bright red and is mumbling incoherently. I don't have to work tonight, so let's go home together. Wait, so he's saying this in public to the ears of the other classmates. And it's obviously super embarrassing for Neo. So if you don't want to, then I guess I'll just go home alone then. And likewise, it's that, well, it's kind of embarrassing, but I still want to go home together. Well, okay, so I'll just take that as a yes. So, right, Neo? But you know, the way that you're calling me, it's enough to generate even more unwanted attention. So is there something wrong with that? So, your name is Neo, right? But... okay then, so see you after school. And I wave nonchalantly as if cutting off the conversation and return to my seat. And he gets an applause from the other classmates. Wow, so you did it! So you broke the bubble and you were able to approach her, plus calling her by her first name. And in response, so Neo did not turn you away with a gloomy glare or an angry speech, like Yogiri from Pure Girl. So the class explodes into a rapturous applause. And in the center of the room, so in the center of the noise, Neo sits stupefied. She is completely unable to turn me down at all. So, Ichitaro made two major accomplishments right there. So first was calling Aritagawa Neo by her first name, so no more Aritagawa or Aritagawa-san. And two, actually talking to her in class. So by doing so, he demonstrated to the other class that, well, this person is not the mysterious beauty that no one can approach her. And look, so I'm able to talk to her normally. And those two, it really shocked Neo. And despite being embarrassed, it looks like she does want to go out with Ichitaro after school. So she couldn't say no, even though that's what it looked like she was going to say. So anyways, it is now afternoon. Okay, so see you guys later. Okay, says a friend. Well, see you tomorrow then, Aoi. So I say my goodbyes to my classmates and leave the classroom. And I turn my head as I walk down the corridor. And it looks like he went to chase after Neo. So Neo hurriedly follows me out of the room, and she gradually catches up with me and pulls alongside me, staring at the ground as she walks. Oh, so Ichitaro leaves first, and this girl, Neo, catches up to him. Okay, let's go then. And I can't help but smile. Okay. She gulps and nods, face burning crimson. So instead of heading straight for the station, I take a few detours and Neo follows me everywhere without objection. So, did you force me to do this? So, no objections apart from the one muttered as we left the school gates, that is. But still, she is following me. Just this is enough to make my heart sing. And plus, you suddenly went to call me by my first name. So, you call me Neo out of the blue. Well, I've always wanted to have a girlfriend who would let me call her by her first name. Well then, so I imply she is my girlfriend deliberately as a kind of test. And I'm pretty nervous what reaction I'll get though. So I wonder if she's still hesitant at accepting me as her boyfriend. So you do love me that much? Well, I do. I love you. Well, I didn't expect you to respond to that. She squirms even more than I thought she would when I tell her that. And my heart is beating faster and faster. She doesn't seem to be disliking it, at least. So, in that case... So I'm wondering, is it because of that charm? So you are using that charm to get a girlfriend, and I guess so. So by the way, you know my first name, don't you? So she knows. Okay, so from now on, no more IOE. So call me Ichitaro. Okay, so it's obvious that Neo's trying to dodge all this, and it's like, okay, so let's hurry up and go to the station. IOE. So I guess it is still too early for that. So it looks like she is not comfortable calling me Ichitaro as opposed to Aoi. And that just means I'm going to have to keep pushing things forward though, right? So time to commence mission 2. So what is mission 2 going to entail? So there's somewhere I want to stop by on the way back. And for some reason, it is the bakery where he works.
先輩とにおさん
Hello. Hey, so sorry to come over like this. I know it looks bad if I come here as a customer on a day that I took off.
いえ悪いことは何もないですけど
Well, it is obviously no problem for Kojika Hiwa.
と言いますかそれ以前の話というかちょっとどういうつもり葵
So why do you bring me here then? Okay, so just wait here for a second, Neo, so you'll see.
やっぱりそういうことなんだ私なんて勘違いを
So Kojika?
はいお取り置きの品ですね
So you have an order, right? Yeah, so let's see. Noir. I'll buy so tarte au pisto and tarte au fruit. So 3 cakes.
何お取り置きって
Well, I asked you to walk home with me because I decided this might be nice.
はいお求めになるものまでコジコお昼休みに頼まれましたので
So he ordered this at lunchtime.
そうなの
Really? So you were setting up a trap for me? You were deceiving me from the back? So how much was it? Again, so was this 20 yen? So can I have enough dry ice in the package to last for half an hour too? Okay, so right. Let's get some drinks too.
ちょっといい加減説明してよ
Wait, so what's this all about? So, it's obvious that Ichitaro's trying to set up a date with Neo, and he's doing so secretly, and it looks like Neo's catching on with what Ichitaro is up to. It's just something I've always wanted to do. Heading for the bottle of tea that just popped out of the vending machine, I hold the box of cake up to her with a wide smile. Yep, so this is the real second mission. Okay, so I want to eat some nice sweet cakes with the girl I love. So, you. And I wonder if Neo is okay with it or she's going to reject the request. So I open the box around a third of the way through our train trip, and by that point, the car has emptied of other passengers completely. So it's now just the two of us. And here we see Ichitaro. Oh, so he wants to feed Neo. So say, "Aww." She hasn't taken a bite yet, despite me telling her to have whatever she likes. I take a forkful and hold it up to her mouth. So here, have some.
だから葵は甘いの好きかもしれないけど私は得意じゃないって
But you know, I don't really like sweets. And you're trying to force something that I don't like onto me. I know, but there's... So these ones are not that sweet, and I think you'll like them. So they may not be too sweet, but they're definitely delicious And as someone who works in the bakery, I can give you my word. So come on, so eat up.
と強引なんだから。
And it looks like Neo's not happy with Aoi or Ichitaro pushing her way too hard. And it's like, well, I want you to enjoy this and that, and I want you to follow me here and there. Well, if you really don't want any, then I'll just eat them all by myself.
私に食べさせたくてあんな大枚はたいたんでしょ
But you know, I feel bad because you bought this with your own money, so I'll have to, I'll say, force myself to accept some.
しかもそんな嬉しそうに私食べないわけにいかないじゃない
There you go. And finally, after some hesitation, her resistance breaks.
それにあなたは好きなんでしょケーキ
Well, I guess so. Enough that I don't mind working in a bakery. So I'm guessing that Ichitaro eats the sweeter cakes, and the only reason he picked these cakes is because they're not as sweet and there'll be something that Neo could handle.
ならわかった
Okay, I get it, so alright, I'll eat. And my smile grows even more invitingly wide, and I present the look to her again. Or the fork. So at long last, she takes a tiny nervous nibble of the cake. And she holds her hair back as she takes each a little bite, and there's something unbearably sensual about the plumpness of her lips pecking at the fork. So the problem is that, well, I don't really trust that these cakes are not that sweet. So I'm going to eat little tiny bite sizes and, well, just to be careful. Oh, so she's getting cream all around her mouth, and she must realize what this looks like to me. But so as red as her face turns, and as much as she tries to look away, she is unable to escape my mean gaze. So come on, so how does it taste? Do you like it? Do you want more? There you go. So, do you like it?
おいしい思ってたより全然
So, does Neil like it, or is he just trying to say something to make Ichitaro happy?
あなたはこういうの好きなんだ
Well, I love it. I love her so much that it's painful. Especially when she calls me darling, and it seems just to slip out without her realizing. And she only seems to say it when I am being assertive with her like this. So she still won't call me by my first name, but calling me darling seems to be even more intimate than that, and even more exciting for me if anything else. And it's like, well, I'm special to her, and I'm right to think that, aren't I?
けど私は関係ないのになんで私にそんなの食べさせるわけ
So I wonder why you're doing all of this. So I don't really like cake that much, and it kind of feels like you're forcing me to eat this.
私本当にあなたの彼女のわけじゃないんだから。
And plus, I'm not your girlfriend. Okay, so despite that, here, have another bite. Well, seriously, this girl. Her words and her actions are at odds with each other. So despite her saying that, well, you're forcing me to enjoy this and I'm not your girlfriend, it seems like she wants it still. She's hot, resisting one bit, and it's like she doesn't even know how. And every time I get forceful like this, her eyes take on this moist, let's see, carnal luster. And the more I push her, the more she seems to slip around, almost into a trance. You know what? Oh, so I'm just getting started. And I can no longer hold back the excitement tingling inside me, so I decide to take another step further. So what's next? And I don't know what's going on, so he's making her suck his thumb. So I brush the cream from her mouth with my thumb and push it between her lips. So Neo tenses up and stares up at me in bewilderment. And I'm not surprised, this is a lot more intense than the first part of my plan. That's obviously true. Which is exactly why I have to push my luck here. So come on, eat up, so you can't waste this cream. And I hope he doesn't choke her by force feeding her. Well, go on, so lick it off. Well, lick it off. And doing everything in my power to not to let her how much my heart is racing now, I stare directly into her eyes. And she quivers. Okay, so if you insist. So like this. Okay, so I guess this is a good place to stop. So I feel that what's going to happen next is we're going to end up with another H scene. So let me just go ahead and see what happens on the other side. So hold on for a minute. Okay, so I'm back, and yes, there was an H scene that happened a few clicks from where I stopped. So what happened was that Ichitaro got too carried away when he was trying to get Neo to lick the cream off her face. So overall, I feel that the whole cake event was a failure. So Neo does not like sweets, and even though Ichitaro mentions that this cake has less sugar than the usual cakes, it is still sweets, no matter how you look at it. So now I wonder what he's going to do to recover from this mistake and how he'll continue his attempts to win Aritagawa Neo. So anyways, I'm sure I can push things further. Every day, I understand more and more about how much Neo is willing to go along with. And she is still looking gloomy and upset. So I wonder what she means about, remember what I said. Take how we talk to each other in the classroom, for instance. At first, she refused to even consider talking to me at school, but now we talk to each other quite freely. Well, she's still as prickly as ever, and that only changes when... Okay, I don't think I need to mention that. So basically, Ichitaro still has the wrong ideas about Neo. Okay, so what do you mean, remember what? Hey, so we can't be this loud. There you go. So next time, no more cakes. So no sweets, no cookies, no brownies, no candy, none of that sort. Okay, so next time we can just skip to the... Okay, once again, Ichitaro has the wrong ideas about Neo and what to do. Huh? What did you just say? So you're not making sense and you're talking too quickly. And the louder she speaks, the more attention she'll generate from the other classmates. I chuckle, watching her face turn bright red all the way to her ears. And I can't help but grin around her. But then again, this isn't funny. So if he wants to win Neo, he shouldn't be laughing at her concerns or complaints. Well, until I properly taken responsibility, of course. Wait, so that again? Well, the ball's in your court as much as it is in mine, and it depends on what you are willing to let me do. So, you really are an idiot. Huddled in a corner of the classroom, our whispers are thankfully out of range of any prying ears, but we haven't completely escaped people's attention, so they can see what's going on. And it's like, I wonder what Aoi-kun is doing over there talking to Aritagawa-san. There you go. So one interested female classmate. Yes? A girl from our class approaches us nervously. Typically, Neo looks away and pretends to not be involved, but I can still feel her shooting silent glances at me. I'm left to respond to the girl on my own. So I'm sure it's like, well, I hope Aoi does not make a mistake and expose our secret. Okay, so what's up? She eyes us both suspiciously. So I wonder what's going on.
葵と有田川さん付き合い始めたんだよね。
So dating or something else? About that. So what can I tell her? Or how should I answer that question? And before I even have the chance to think, I am interrupted by an enormous clatter behind me. And for some reason, it looks like Neo fell back on her chair. A flustered, red-faced Neo sitting in the seat there, her desk rattling. The girl, well, I mean, not the bird. One could easily confuse the two given how she's just sprung up in the air with surprise. And it looks like Ichitaro's making fun of Neo's first name again. So Neo means bird, or I forgot what it is exactly. Okay, so what's wrong, Neo? I've never seen her react in such an over-the-top way to something before. At least not with her clothes on. Wait, that's not a good comment to make. So, no, we are not. She leaps out of her seat and begins to sputter almost incoherently at the girls, tears welling up in her eyes. So, why would you think that? I'm sorry, it's just that,
ここんところの二人を見てるとそうとしか思えないっていうか。
Jeez. So what's with this reaction? So you're pretty much giving it away that you're dating and you're trying to cover it up. And she could at least try to make it look like she's been completely found out. So it's like, well, there's nothing to hide now.
この反応やっぱり
Wow, so that reaction.
でも信じらんない。あの有田川さんが本当に。
あの孤高の美人がめっちゃ乙女じゃねえか。葵のやつマジでどうやって。
And Ichitaro's friend is not happy. It's like, wait, so behind all this, you were going out with this girl. So you were basically sneaking up behind me. She's only succeeded in doing exactly the opposite of what she wanted to. Now, everyone surely thinks it's true. So the way that you're trying to deny it and your reactions, it really shows that we were dating and you're trying to say no as a poor way of covering it up. She grows ever more saddled or addled as the clamor builds in her unwanted audience. So anyways, that's how it is. She finally manages to fix her expression into her normal frown, albeit a frown the color of a tomato, and sputter out a rebuttal, but it's too late. So it's useless. So if you're shouting your answer, it really seems obvious that there is something between you two.
むしろ有田川さんでもこういう風に照れるんだなみたいな。
照れてないけど本当に違うから。葵と私は本当に恋人同士じゃなくて、絶対にそれは違くて。
And no matter how she tries to explain things, the class refuses to listen to her. She denies it again and again, but they just believe it more and more. And I simply sigh, shrugging. Oh well, that's how it is, and... Okay, so it's now after school, and I'm gonna stop here for this episode. So now, many people are wondering, it really looks like Neo and Ichitaro, or actually Aritagawa-san and Aoi-kun, are together. And we did see some more development between the two. So, despite the cake event being a failure, there are some successes that Ichitaro's making. So, calling her by her first name, and also talking to her in class. And at least from the other side, Neo is paying attention to him and making attempts to speak to him. So I wonder what's going to happen next and how Ichitaro's going to continue his quest to win Aritagawa Neo and make her his official girlfriend. And with that in mind, I'll see you later.